The Los Angeles City Council passed a measure to waive fees for producers who shoot television pilots on location in the city, and this is part of the campaign to stem runaway productions in Los Angeles.
Yes. Well, look, everybody, simple math. I have to do. First off, you can shoot these guys. Let me say something. Television and movie people, it is their job to make whatever location look like whatever other location. So if you can make some patch of land in the Mojave Desert look like a western town from 1861, believe you me, you can make downtown Toronto look like downtown Chicago. It's pretty fucking simple. If you can go ahead in time 100 years or go back in time 1,000 years, believe you me, you can swap out the two warehouses you need to shoot in. So then it just becomes about math. Well, how much is it going to cost to get my ass and a handful of other people to New Mexico to shoot this shit and pick up a local crew versus shoot it in downtown L.A., which is insanely overregulated? Then the hypocritical TV industry and movie industry does exactly what they fucking complain about all day, which is they hop on a plane, abandon wherever they live, and they shoot movies. Like when I was doing a show in Winnipeg, Sam Jackson was in the room next to me, shooting a movie about a cop that took place in Detroit or Chicago or whatever it is. Sam Jackson's in Winnipeg because it saves a nickel. This is all they do. So what I'm saying is that if these people will do it, who won't do it? You know, like if the most thoughtful people on the planet will do it. I mean, if the people that are left-leaning never stop talking about paying your fair share, never stop talking about giving back, never stop talking about, well, look, fine, but pay a little more and do what's right for the community. These people fucking run to the airport to get the fuck out of this town to shoot somewhere in another country. If they will do it, who won't do it? Do you think the evil companies won't go to Texas and set up shop? Everybody will leave.
Everyone already has.
Already has and will do it. So listen, idiots, you're not giving them incentives to attract them. You're rolling back the regulations that sent them fleeing. You guys got greedy. Look, it's no fucking different than, it's like California, Los Angeles. It used to be a good restaurant. The service was good. The prices were fair. You'd pay a little extra because it had a nice view. You could see the ocean. It was on PCH. So it's like, all right, that fish taco is $8 instead of $6, but you're staring at the Pacific Ocean. And then they started getting greedy. And they kept, it used to be parking was free. Yeah, it's $4 now. And then it went to $8. Then it went to $12. Then the fucking tacos went up to $15.
But never increasing in quality.
No, it's just the same tacos, same parking lot that everyone used to use. That's the whole thing. You got the same buildings, the same alleys, this same atmosphere that, 99% of productions were shot here because this is where all the talent lives. This is where all the producers live, where all the directors live, this is where all the crew lives. They're all the lighting houses and all the equipment rental places. They're all here, but they have to leave because you guys start charging too much for fucking tacos. And now you're doing this thing where you're like, oh, hey, fans of tacos, guess who's coming back on the prices? Yeah, and by the way, we don't think you're doing it because you're good people. You're doing it because you're losing a ton of fucking money, you idiots. How else did you think this was going to work? And by the way, doesn't anyone study this? Like, of course it's going to work this way. And it's exactly what's been going on. And it's not like we haven't been aware of it for over a decade. I mean, Viragosa was too busy fucking reporters from Telemundo to ever get, or doing rails with Charlie Sheen or whatever the fuck he was doing. But we should have seen this at the beginning. We talk about all the time. Breaking Bad is off the air now. It had 5 seasons in New Mexico. It was supposed to be in Riverside, California. I drove Cranston to the airport. I don't think Cranston, who lives in the San Fernando Valley, particularly wanted to spend months on end in New Mexico or shuttling back and forth from New Mexico to Los Angeles, but he had to.
Now there's entire local industries built up in New Mexico or in Vancouver or wherever, and now it's going to be harder to shut the barn door after the horses run.
Somewhere around 2 decades ago when this all began, and somebody's remedy for it was, well, now we have to increase taxes to make up for this void, somebody should have fucking hit him with a slipper and said, you're going the wrong direction. Don't increase taxes to fill the void. That'll be more fleeing. Lower them down and make it hospitable for them, and then they'll stay around, and then we'll all share the 20% versus the 0% of 50%, which you were trying to charge. It's a simple equation. I don't know why there's not. Shouldn't we have like a business czar in like every big town? I mean, it's all we are is a business. I mean, you can call it a community. There's a group of firemen and a group of school teachers and a group of whatever, but it's really just one big business. And the business is made up of small businesses trying to sort of coexist around each other and a symbiotic relationship. Like, hey, you have a cab? Good. I have a nightclub. I'm going to work a deal out with you where you come to my nightclub. And whatever it is, that'll be our little existence. And the city's job is to be sort of the band conductor, the state's jobs. Like you help everything work, but don't overregulate everything till we're always at the bottom of everyone's list of. And again, I talked to my buddy Skip, who does the show. We were standing, unfortunately, in South Central, but we're standing outside. We were literally hot. Like we had to seek shade. It was 1:30 in the afternoon and it was hot. And I said, can you just believe you came from a place that was completely snowed in? And yeah, that's why we charge what we charge for the tacos. But we got too greedy and people started fleeing. So now we'll reel it back and see what happens. You think it'll work? I mean, I know it'll work because Hollywood, no matter what they talk about, and it's overcompensation with all the heart and all the fucking giving back and all the joining hands and all this bullshit. One big fat business, all they do is they will leave or they will stay depending on what kind of deal you're giving them. And they don't really have a choice. They just have producers that are in charge of the bottom line. They'd get fired if they stayed in places that were more expensive than going to Louisiana, New Mexico, or Vancouver.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
That's right, and while you're on the phone, on hold, waiting to hear back from your doctor, I'll continue, shall I? Yes, of course. It is 3 p.m. Eastern. Yes, that means 3 in the afternoon in the Big Apple, the city of New York, which is where we are. You, of course, have it tuned, as the girl said, to HTLA Radio 1 New York, and it is time for the Monday Mocha. Yes, the Monday Mocha. Today's coffee and cigarettes offering for all you fine talk radio freaks out there. First of all, need to mention that today's broadcast and every broadcast is brought to you by Tim Hortons New York City, now with 8 fine locations in the city to serve all your coffee and baked good needs. And, of course, we are
powered by Procast.
Yes, as always, we're powered by Procast. Who needs the electric company? We sure as heck don't. Today in the old coffee shop, what are we talking about? Well, hey, we're talking about the city who blames the 12-year-old for his own death at the hands of police. And I'm kind of with them on that. While a deadly bacteria is causing concern in Louisiana, also a man actually goes out and tattoos #thedress on his leg, while workers in Delaware charge up almost $250,000 in fast food charges in just 1 year. Finally, we'll look at a 14-year-old's request to die, which is going viral, and the FBI is joining an investigation of a $4 million gold heist. Yes, all that and so much more on today's Coffee and Cigarettes, as we're joined by the one and only Gilbert Gottfried. Yes, so come on in, grab a cup, have a seat, and light one up. It is coffee time. We're back on the big show today. Yes, the show that, well, I know a number of our listeners have been waiting for. We announced last week, of course, that Gilbert Gottfried was going to join us on the show today, and he is. In fact, he's here, and he prepared. He's going to sing for you. He is. He's going to sing for you today. Apparently, right off the top. So we'll let him get to that in just a moment. Also joining us live via satellite, as always, is the one, the only Louis Lawless, all the way from Mill Bay Studios in beautiful downtown Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada. Louis?
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Yes. And, of course, you know that iconic laugh. That is the one, the only George Takei. George, thank you for being here. Tell the folks about yourself.
I'm George Takei, and when I'm walking down the street, people shout out, "Hey, Sulu!" So I'm known more as Sulu than as George Takei, which is what I really am.
Well, we can only hope. Yes. And, yes, the one, the only, Gilbert Gottfried, from his beautiful Manhattan apartment in, of course, downtown New York here. Gilbert, say hello.
Yes.
or just laugh, yeah. You can do that, too. Well, there we go. There's the, yeah.
Break for a commercial.
But we just got here.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life.
What, break for a commercial? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll officially make that your slogan. Yes, it's a love-hate thing, really, isn't it?
Well, okay, I think, this is something like a lot of people don't understand, but I know you...
Wait. No, I don't understand. No, I absolutely do not understand. I don't understand much about anything today. Yes, but I do know there's a hell of a lot more laughing now than there was with Kirstie Alley. Yeah. There you are. Well, no, before we get rolling here, Gilbert, you did ask to request to sing a song for us today.
Yes.
So we're going to we'll go ahead with that whenever you're ready.
Na 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 na. Ma. Oh yeah. Who wants to grow up? Who wants responsibility? Oh, no, not me. Who wants to show up and work until you're 93?
Okay, I like that.
Now everybody says you're running wild. The teacher's calling you a problem. Ooh.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
I'm out of control here.
Yes.
Yeah. All that's missing is George to tell us about his Shakespeare training. Yeah.
Well,
yes.
I'm a Shakespeare buff. I went to the Shakespeare Institute at Stratford-upon-Avon in England. And Shakespeare loved the language. I mean, he used it gloriously and vividly, colorfully.
Yeah.
And so, being a Shakespeare buff, I enjoy language too. And so I use words that are descriptive, that are specific, and that are that have content.
Yes.
Really hot.
That is hot. That is hot. And actually, George and Gilbert, you guys actually know each other. You've hung out and talked and what?
Well, okay. I think, this is something like a lot of people don't understand, but I know you understand it. And I think we both have that fascination of show business that it's a love-hate relationship.
Right.
And maybe it's that love-hate. I wasn't expecting that reaction.
Well, there we go. There we have it. So yeah, it's good. We got you guys together again under one insane roof. Yeah.
You know, I'm the most talented guy in this room.
Oh. Yes, of course you are, and I am just a douchebag.
You are a douchebag.
Alrighty. Yeah. Louis, any comment? I'm a douchebag. Yeah.
The music is fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
Yes.
Yes, we'll do that right away. Gilbert, give us a name on just right out of nowhere. Pull us up something here. What?
Here's a name out of nowhere,
right.
But I don't know. I just thought because she's really of more modern but still old Hollywood. Raquel Welch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She was hot about 29 years ago. Well, it's great to have you all here, and I'm glad to welcome Gilbert, of course, to Coffee and Cigarettes today.
I think it's a treat to be here talking with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Okay, well.
Break for a commercial.
We got to go for a commercial. Actually, no, not quite yet. No, we'll get into our first item up for bids here on the old story is right, wrong.
Same thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right. The city, of course, blaming a 12-year-old boy for his own death at the hands of police. Now, Gilbert wasn't with us back in November when we first reported this story, but we reported a story of a 12-year-old boy who had a pellet gun, of course, but they didn't think it was at the time, who was shot in November and died because of his own actions. Lawyers for the city said in a newly filed court paper, Tamir Rice's injuries resulted from failure, quote, to exercise due care to avoid injury. One of 20 defenses filed today in Cleveland's response to a federal lawsuit filed on behalf of Tamir's family. It's incredible that they would take such a posture, such an insensitive position instead of just acknowledging bad behavior, lawyer Walter Madison says. He represents the Tamir family. I think we're more healthy thing for them to do is to come together, acknowledge that they did wrong, and work on solutions so that this never happens again and allow his family to properly heal instead of insult them. Yeah.
Use power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. You see it in every job. It's the same thing.
I know. Gilbert, you got to stop that, or I'm never going to get through all this.
Yes.
Huh? Thank you. Well, an officer responding to a call about someone with a gun shot the boy twice in the torso November 22nd. The family's complaint alleges excessive force, negligence, and failure by police to immediately provide first aid. That's a little slim. I think their first and only duty in that situation is to put whoever's got the firearm waving it around and threatening people for the last 7,200 hours. Indeed, he was at the park there all morning doing that. I'm thinking they need to take that out of the equation, you know.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Yes, Louis, fill your boots. I've got the button.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right, well, I will. Thank you. Yes. Now, actually, yeah. Geez, my God, I'm dealing with the golden ages of Hollywood here on the show. I completely forgot. Louis, of course, did work on Charlie's Angels. He did that, and of course, Gilbert, you were all tied up with the Charlie's Angels thing there for a while, weren't you?
Did you ever see the Charlie's Angels episode with Sammy Davis Jr.?
Yes, yes, and of course, Louis worked on that and a bunch of other stuff, of course, too, and then he focused more on film after all the television stuff.
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award. And we didn't.
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life.
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Yeah.
It did. No, seriously, it really did.
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you? Sitting behind his desk at Paramount, talking with big executives and TV people, and all of a sudden the chick pops up underneath, wipes off her mouth, and walks out the door, and Jerry doesn't bat an eye.
Yeah.
Oh. Calm down, man. Wow, you're going to have a heart attack here.
Same thing.
I know. Anyway.
Break for a commercial.
No, not just yet. We'll go soon. Okay? All right. Soon. Damn it. Yeah. So there he is, and there now the family wants reparations and money. Did I mention money? Yeah. What are you going to do with that, right? What are you going to do? It's a 12-year-old kid. He's waving a gun around in a park for, actually, it was close to an hour before anybody responded. Numerous calls came in from concerned people because, of course, the kid was, putting his gun in his waistband all homie G-like and then pulling it out and waving at people and yelling and swearing and threatening and all that great stuff kids do,
Being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Yes, we do. I do.
Now here's a segue.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I've been on enough radio shows to know that in the middle of an answer, the guy is like checking the boards and looking over notes and talking to other people. Yes. See, now you're impressed.
Yes, we're very impressed, gotta say. Absolutely.
Yes.
We are. No, true. Yeah, very impressed. I know I am. And George, he's always impressed. He's, he's like Shakespeare and stuff. But anyway, what are you going to do? You got basically an armed gunman. I don't care if he's 12. In America, we've got kids who are 8 years old dealing meth and crack cocaine. That's what you're going to get. It's cost of doing business. I don't think they're culpable in any way. I just don't. And I'm glad to see that neither does really anybody else whatsoever. No. And moving on, we do have to go for that commercial break, Gilbert.
Break for a commercial.
Well, yes. We'll do that right now. We're going to go for that first 2-minute commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to tell you all about the joyous, deadly bacteria that's causing quite a bit of concern in Louisiana. We'll be back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions? Abundant with rich, fertile soil. What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Bainesville, Bowmanville, Bonneville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brockville, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Monton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miramichi, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Corner Brook, Nunavut. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa, Chippewa, Moose Jaw, Oshawa.
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the
Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Well, there you go. We're back and we're funky.
You know, I'm the most talented guy in this room.
Well, you might be, Gilbert, but I got to do my job now. You, of course, are listening to HTLA Radio 1 New York, New York's best talk, where it is currently 38 degrees in Central Park and sunny. It finally broke away from being frozen. Yeah. The freezing is just too damn much,
yes.
You know? Yeah. It is. But hey, what are you going to do? We live in that damn shoe, and it's getting warmer slowly but surely. And of course, you are listening to the Monday Mocha on Coffee and Cigarettes with your host, Christopher Crash Jesus Taylor, with you right here in the seat. I'm in the damn seat. What's the problem? I don't get it.
Yes.
No. Yes. No. Maybe that's my slogan. I'm in a seat.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're here today, and this is, of course, the Monday, March 2nd edition of the Monday Mocha on Coffee and Cigarettes, and we're having a great old time today, actually. We've out with the old and in with the new. We got rid of Kirstie Alley last week, and, of course, we brought in the one, the only Gilbert Gottfried, because, I mean, where do you go from Kirstie Alley? You've got to, yeah, you've got to bring in the heavy hitters, and Gilbert's here, and He likes to sing, and he wants to sing again. So, Gilbert, take it away, baby.
Na, 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 ma, 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 ma. Oh, yeah.
No.
Who wants to grow up? Who wants responsibility? Oh, no, not me. Who wants to show up and work until you're 93?
Time, move on.
Oh, it's Gilbert. You got to do an album. Do an album and put it out there. And
you owe it to yourself.
Yes.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut. Always hustling. Always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's a American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Break for a commercial.
We'll just go for a commercial every 2 minutes. There we go. Oh, why the hell not? It's not like these damn stories are worth anything. Yes. Well, while we're all so happy and in such a mood today, let's talk about some deadly bacteria.
You are a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Well, a dangerous, often deadly type of bacteria that lives in soil and water has been released from a high-security laboratory at the Tulane National Primate Research Center in Louisiana. It's always the damn monkeys. Yeah. It is. Officials say there's no risk to the public. Yeah, of course not. No. Never is.
That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Well, yes. Thank you, Louis, for bringing that semblance of seriousness to the show here today.
Yes.
Yes, it's no risk to the public. Yet, despite weeks of investigation by multiple federal state agencies, well, I guess federal and state would be the way to go there. Yeah. The facility's grounds and through initial limited tests didn't detect the contamination, but it's raised concerns that bacteria from the lab may have contaminated outside the containment of the facility. Some officials are pressing behind the scenes for more action, records show. The safety branch at Tulane's massive lab complex 35 miles north of New Orleans is the latest in a recent series of significant biosafety accidents at some of the most prestigious laboratories in the country, where research is performed on bacteria and viruses that are classified as potential bioterror agents. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing as, yes, other bioterror agents, I guess. The fact that they can't identify how the release occurred is very concerning, said Richard Ebright, a biosafety expert from Rutgers University in New Jersey, who testified before Congress last summer in the wake of lab incidents at federal agencies involving anthrax, smallpox, and a deadly strain of avian flu. The Tulane incident involves the release, possibly in November or earlier, of a bacterium called Burkholderia pseudomallei, which is primarily found in Southeast Asia and Northern Australia and is spread to humans and animals through direct contact with contaminated soil and water where it can live and grow. Tulane's research, which has been halted by federal officials, was part of an effort to develop a vaccine against the bacteria. Well, yes, we might as well stop trying to get a vaccine now that it's broken out, Yes, that makes total sense. Excellent. I'm glad we're on the road to recovery there. Well, at least 4 monkey-like rhesus max, yes, that were never used in the experiments and were kept in large outdoor cages in another part of the 500-acre facility have been exposed to the bacteria. Initial tests have found. 2 of the monkeys became ill in November. Both eventually had to be euthanized. Meanwhile, a federal investigator who became ill 24 hours after visiting the facility in January. That's never good. The guy who is there to test you, see if you're safe, yes. he gets sick and he's dying. What the hell is going on? Well, Yes, they're ill. Yes, 24 hours after visiting that facility in January. Part of an ongoing release investigation has also tested positive for exposure to the bacteria, though it remains unclear whether her exposure may have occurred during international travel and not in the lab. We're taking this extraordinarily seriously. It's very disturbing to us, says Andrew Lackner, director of the Primate Center at Tulane. Right from the beginning, we've spent an enormous amount of time trying to figure out how this could have happened. Yes, scratch head like monkey. Yeah.
You are a
douchebag. Yes, I know. No, it's true. He calls me that all the time. It's okay. Yes, well, there has never been a public health threat, Lackner says, yet studies reviewed by us indicate too few samples were taken to detect what can be an elusive bacterium. The Louisiana Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, which is leading the joint federal-state response, expressed concerns about whether the organism has escaped the compound and whether livestock and domestic animals are at risk. In a February 20th letter from the state to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the state provided a copy to us on Friday. The letter formally asked the EPA for help addressing potential soil contamination where sick monkeys were housed, including the testing and assistance to perform soil remediation in areas identified as high risk as soon as possible to prevent further transmission or transference. The Primate Center is located in Covington, Louisiana, near wetlands and a river, across the street from a school and close to a neighborhood. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Oh, that's just great. That's awesome. And of course, the wetlands across the street are helping out greatly. Oh, man. Well, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which is jointly investigating the lab breach with the CDC, said in an email, the USDA is still evaluating if a risk to Louisiana agriculture exists. Well, these sick monkeys are signaling the breach, of course. The first indication of trouble came early in November when Tulane staff discovered 2 sick monkeys kept among 4,000 other animals in a huge outdoor breeding colony on the compound's south campus. The 2 sick animals live separately in different chain-link enclosures that are among dozens of field cages on the campus. They were transported by van to the Primate Center's Veterinary Hospital Building 21, about a 5-minute drive away on the facility's north campus, where several buildings with labs and offices are located. Yes, let's drive them to population centers. It's a good day, I'm telling you, man, when you just drive those diseases right into where more people are. That's the good, yeah. Well, after a series of increasingly specific tests on the 2 animals indicated that they may be infected with Bocoldira pustudomali, whatever that is, Tulane sent specimens to CDC's labs, which confirmed the diagnosis. Things really ratcheted up after that, Lackner said. By mid-January, additional testing by the CDC, scientists determined that the strain of bacteria had sickened 2 monkeys was identical to the strain Tulane was using in its research in a highly secured lab elsewhere on the property. The strain known as strain 1026B was originally recovered from a rice farmer sickened in Thailand in 1993. The CDC told USA Today rice farming is a common way that people are infected because the bacteria live in contaminated soil and water and can enter the body through cuts or sores on the skin. With a lab release confirmed, the CDC ordered Tulane's Primate Center to stop all research involving this bacteria and other pathogens that are classified as select agents, the federal government's term for bacteria, viruses, and toxins that pose significant threats to public health or agriculture and have the potential to be used as bioweapons. It's always fun. I love bioweapons. That's just a sexy term. Yeah.
Which woman are you married to or living with now? The same one? The mother of the daughter? Or the...
I'm living with the one with the mother-daughter, brother-daughter thing. And, of course, married another one. Yeah. I'm clearly Mormon is what.
Yes.
Thank you, Louis. That was great.
Wait a minute, I got lost. HTLA. Oh, HTLA.
Same thing.
That.
That's your career going.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that... Yeah? You think so, huh?
No. No, I don't. It's about fucking time. Move on.
Yes. Well, Tulane's Select Agent Labs were last inspected in December of 2013, the CDC said, and no significant problems were cited at the time. The Primate Center has never been suspended or subjected to regulatory enforcement actions before. The diagnosis of the virus, or the bacteria, infections outside the Tulane's lab was of special concern because the two animals had been living in outdoor cages, and the bacteria have the potential to establish colonies in soil and water, potentially contaminating their cages or spreading into the environment around them. The State Homeland Security Agency activated a command center to help coordinate a response from January 20th to 24, and a team of federal investigators visited multiple locations on the Primate Center's campus, seeking answers as to exactly what the hell happened. When, in a surprising development, a day after leaving the facility, one of the USDA Select Agent investigators became ill and was hospitalized. Results of a February 6 blood test show she had antibodies indicating a possible current or prior exposure to that same bacteria. She has since recovered from her illness. That's good. This bacteria can cause potentially serious disease in people, animals, called melioidosis, which has a wide range of nonspecific symptoms such as fever, headache, loss of appetite, muscle and joint pain, and infections are often mistaken for other diseases such as pneumonia and tuberculosis. I think I'm sick. I think I got the plague. I got the. I'm gonna die.
Yes. But I love every second of it. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. You just love every second of my illness. Yes, my disease. I'm going to die. Well, the time between exposure to the bacteria and the development, of the symptoms can range from one day to many years. Wow. There you go. So we're all exposed. We just don't know it yet. Though most human infections do not cause symptoms. Oh, see, we're all sick and we don't know it. That's what it is. We're just going to die. Several countries have studied it. Yada, yada, yada. Well, it's looking like Louisiana is maybe not a place we want to go and have coffee.
You are a douchebag.
Of course I am. That's how I roll. But if you think I'm a douchebag, wait till I tell you about this douchebag. No, I'm not even kidding. This guy is like a major douchebag. Usually when something goes viral on the internet, it fades quickly. But one man has decided to make #thedress permanent by getting a tattoo on his leg. Yeah.
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
Well, I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
I'll dispense the love. You just give me a minute. Daniel Howland of Austin, Texas, is covered in tattoos, according to his Instagram photos. However, this one is certainly the most trendy, or rather trending. The tattoo features the blue and black dress and the words white and gold ? I thought it was funny that it upset a lot of people, says the 24-year-old. I had a spot on my leg I didn't care about. Oh, really? Oh, just give me a knife and a fork and I'll take care of that for you.
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah. What the hell? I've got this penis here. I don't care about it. Oh, is it
really hot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. We'll just go with that. Well, moving on. Man, what are we moving on to? Well, maybe a bunch of us should get a bacteria and die. And I'm pretty sure that the state of Delaware is they've probably I'm thinking they've got a list of people that they would want to die, and that would be, of course, their staff. Yeah,
but it's like you hear stuff.
Oh yeah, you do, and we're hearing stuff today. We've got a story today about Delaware state workers charging almost, and I'm not even kidding here, $250,000 in fast food within one budgetary year.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding here. One year, these state employees have racked up almost $250,000 in fast food spending. And, wow.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
No. No, that's... Well, I know that Gilbert, for one, he barely would spend $2 on a lunch. Oh, it's true. It's true. He wouldn't.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut. Always hustling, always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's a American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Well, there you go.
Break for a commercial.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, fine. We're going to break for a commercial, and when we come back, I'll tell you about those Delaware state employees who are getting the Big Mac attack too damn much. Back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Baynesville, Bowmanville, Bonneville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brockville, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Moncton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miramichi, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Corner Brook, none of it. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa, Chippewa, Moose Jaw, Oshawa.
It could be 7 in the morning. Or 10 at night.
In Chilliwack, BC.
Or St. Peter's, Nova Scotia.
It could be Michelle.
Or Mark.
Or Jen.
But whenever.
Wherever you order that cup of Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee. You know that it's always.
Always.
Always. Fresh.
From Newfoundland and Labrador to Vancouver Island, Tim Hortons, a coffee all our own.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other to drive through the West Village, at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slicked back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Well, that's what the girl says. Oh, yeah. We are back. Oh, yeah. On today's Coffee and Cigarettes, HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk. You got it right here. Hey. That's enough from the peanut gallery. Yeah.
Yes.
You just stay right there. We'll make you sing again. Yeah. And on the big show today, we've covered all kinds of fun and freaky things, but of course now I got to tell you about the weather in Central Park. Still 38 degrees, still at above that freezing 32, and still sunny. So all good there. Supposed to be 42 come Wednesday. Well, we'll see when that happens. But what do you do when you live in that proverbial shoe? Yeah.
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life.
Of course you would, because I would too. I mean, who the heck wouldn't? That's a good one. Good one.
Same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you owe it to yourself.
I absolutely do. I'm just I love myself, and you know. You guys, I'm telling you, it is tough. It is one emmer effing thing to get through this show today. I got to tell you. Yeah.
Well, I know he has a crush on Sandra Bullock.
Who, me? No, well, yeah, maybe 75 years ago. Wow. Yeah, no, she's kind of down, down the road a little bit,
Oh, yes. Both the Nazis on Hogan's Heroes were Jews.
Did we what? Okay. Both those Nazis, of course. Yeah. Okay, damn. We go from Sandra Bullock to Nazis. Don't know how you're just a crazy guy. I love to have you here. This is great.
He does a tour de force.
Is that what I'm doing? I don't know. I'm confused about what I'm doing now. I don't know what the heck's going on.
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
I'm just dispensing the old love here at HTLA Radio 1. Yes, I am. That's how I roll and what I do. Yeah.
Break for a commercial.
Oh, I'm not going to break for a commercial. Come on.
I've been on enough radio shows to know that in the middle of an answer, the guy is like checking the boards and looking over notes and talking to other people. Yes. See? Now you're impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
I did not sleep with him.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut, always hustling, always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's American. Look how they took the country away from England.
It is, and they do, and that's, yes, absolutely, and there we go. Moving on with the actual show today, of course, we're talking about Wilmington, Delaware, where Delaware is actually going to need more bike trails. I'm thinking just to... so many Big Macs here. I don't know. State workers spent $195,000 last year on fast food. according to an analysis of spending on state-issued credit cards. And I broke this down, guys. I worked this out. $534 a day, including weekends.
Use power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Oh, come on, Louis. Power? Well, we can't trust people with credit cards? What? No, wow. $534 a day, including weekends, for fast food. I hope they're eating salad, says Rita Landgraf, Delaware's health secretary, or the fruit and yogurt. The News Journal's analysis includes procurement card charges at restaurants coded as fast food in state data. Charges included in the analysis were made during fiscal year 2014, which ended June 30th. Delaware's database does not include information on what emails were ordered. What the? I'm telling you. You guys have just got me all screwed up today. Yeah, I am. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Okay. All right. So, yes, as I was saying, Delaware's database does not include information on what meals employees ordered, not emails. But there are some favorite spots. Caprotti's, the iconic Delaware sub shop, is among them. State employees charged at least $11,346 in fast food last year at Caprotti's, including about $9,200 at a location specifically in Delaware, 10 near Dover. The king of fast food joints, according to state employees, well, Chick-fil-A. That tells you something, huh? Yeah, look at that. Chick-fil-A. State employees charged $13,180.43 at a North Dover location alone last year, and at least $19,048 total in the Chick-fil-A chain. McDonald's was popular, too. State employees spent at least $11,483 at dozens of locations. Workers also charged $9,471 at the evil Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. Yes, and with police agencies accounting for just $241 of that spending. Interesting, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Well, workers also charged $9,471. Oh, no. Actually, I read that. Dunkin' Donuts. Dumbass. Yeah, I'm just... Now, Sue Snyder, a food and nutrition professor at the University of Delaware, and said it's possible that employees choose nutritious meals like picking a grilled instead of fried chicken or salads over burgers. Just because you go to a fast food restaurant to eat doesn't necessarily mean you're not eating well, Snyder said. Has she seen McDonald's sugar salads? I'm serious. God.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
No.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Okay, well, having said that, many people go for the Big Macs and the supersize or the large sodas, she added. You just have to know what to choose. Oh, she's trying to help them eat healthy. Yeah, never mind the fact that you're, stealing. It's stealing. When you charge up that much... Holy crap.
But it's like you hear stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Robert Scogletti, a spokesman for the Delaware Office of Management and Budget, said there were many instances in which using the state credit card for food, even fast food, can be acceptable and even encouraged. When purchasing cards for meals... Using purchasing cards for meals while traveling can ensure employees remain within spending limits, he said. Emergency workers, Department of Transportation employees plowing roads during a snowstorm, for example, may be eligible to charge meals during a shift. It was not freaking likely. Yeah. No, it's not freaking likely. Yeah, something else is going on here. Food could also be purchased on some overtime shifts, and meals can be supplied during a training function, retreat, or workshop, Scogletti said. So, back the hell off. We're learning here. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. In many cases, employees do not have an hour to sit down at a restaurant. Well, who the hell does? And fast food is a sensible option, Scugletti said by email. Yes. The state does encourage healthy options, Scugletti said. Delaware's Delaware Health Portal includes meal planners and healthy recipes, which I'm sure they consulted them before they whipped out the old credit card. Yeah. or not. I bet you more like not. Yeah.
The music is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got to hear it.
No, I don't think so, Tim. Yeah.
It seemed like Dean Martin was uncomfortable, too.
Why, was he sober? Yes. Well, there you go. The state does encourage healthy options, of course. Not all fast food charges in Delaware's credit card database are for burgers and fries. But I thought you just said you couldn't tell us what the specific charges were for. Oh, man, come on. On March 12th last year, the administrative specialist at the Delaware Division of the Arts made a $2,534 charge at Conrad Cafe at Delaware State University. Yeah, one charge, $2,534 at a cafe. How the hell do you do that?
Yes.
Oh my God! What are you buying the coffee machine too? How do you do that thing? I don't.
Same thing.
Oh yeah. You're not gonna spend $2,500 at a coffee shop. You don't even go there. No chance. Yeah. When the Division of the Arts hosts an event, we're always conscious of cost, healthy foods, and people with dietary restrictions. Oh, now they're just going to go off and play we're concerned for our state and our state people, and we've got so much concern, and we're concerned, so it's all good that we blew almost $250,000. Yeah, no, I don't think so, Tim. Well, there you go. And moving on, here's kind of an interesting story. Well, okay, it's the only thing I could get at the time, okay? Valentina Morietta's brother died from cystic fibrosis when she was 6. The 14-year-old has the same inherited disease and was told she has a life expectancy of 17. This report from CNN. Except Valentina doesn't want to live that long. The Chilean as if we're screwed enough up in the States. No, we got to go get this story from Chile. Oh, God. Well, except Valentina doesn't want to live that long. The Chilean teen posted a now viral video to Facebook late last month, a plea to President Michelle Bachelet that said that she be allowed to end her life. I'm tired with living with this sickness, which causes damage to the lungs and digestive system, Valentina explains. Please authorize an injection so I can sleep forever. But a rep for Bachelet on Thursday explained it's impossible to grant her wish due to Chilean law, which bars euthanasia and doesn't allow a government official to circumvent that. Still, the president herself, who is also a pediatrician, did visit Valentina for more than an hour on Saturday. The two posed for a selfie. You know, that's the joy of social media right there. You can tweet "I want to die" and then get a selfie with the president. There you. and who wouldn't want that?
And I finally figured out how to edit.
That's good. The president's representative explained, "We will provide all the emotional and psychological support, including these fine selfies, to improve her living conditions. As for her medical condition, well, she's boned." Oh, there you go. Isn't that fun? And hey, here's a little interesting story. The FBI is joining a manhunt. Yes. I know, George, you like the manhunt.
You are a douchebag.
Yeah, I know. Well, They're joining a manhunt that's underway today in North Carolina for 3 armed men who robbed a truck and 2 armed guards of $4 million in gold, authorities said. 2 Transvalue Incorporated security guards told authorities they had been hauling a fortune in precious metals from Florida to Massachusetts on Sunday evening when their truck developed mechanical problems and they pulled over on I-95, the Wilson County Sheriff's Office said in a statement today. The guards said 3 armed men in a van approached because they stopped right where they had planned to. Yes, and ordered them to get down on the ground, tied their hands behind their backs, and forced them to walk in the woods. Yeah.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that? Yeah, you think so?
No, I don't.
Yeah, well, the guards said these men approached and ordered them to get down on the ground, tied their hands behind their backs, and forced them to walk into the woods. Yes, the thieves took several barrels of gold, estimated at more than $4 million in value, and fled, the guards said. And there you go. That's it. So yeah, not an inside job. No, never. It never is.
Break for a commercial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think so, Tim. And finally, our final story today for the Monday Mocha on coffee and cigarettes here, of course, is why great chefs reject Michelin stars. Yeah, for their restaurants. In Madrid, chefs around the world dream of being awarded a Michelin star, the most important recognition in the haute cuisine restaurant community. However, Spaniard Julio Biasca sleeps more soundly since recently giving up the star that his humble restaurant, Casa Biasca, received in 2009. Located in Fontanars del Aferins, or however you say that in good old Spanish there. Yeah. He doesn't offer much or differ much from the typical Spanish restaurant where eating and drinking means meeting friends, debating politics or soccer, or charging up $2,500 in a coffee.
You are a douchebag.
I know. Well, in the morning it serves coffee and sandwiches, but just a few hours later in a separate space, Biasca offers high-quality, earthy wonders like cuttlefish burgers, pork trotters, and local artichoke stem rice. In 2005, we decided to launch a project to add a gastronomic element to the family business that was in place since the 40s, Biasca says. One day, a Michelin inspector came, ate, and talked with us. 2 years later, we were surprised to find out that we had gotten a star. The radius of people coming broadened, and also from outside Spain. Those were happy years, but one day Biasca went to a fancy restaurant also holding 1 star and witnessed from the side of his table the, quote, fanfare and, quote, stupidity linked to the exclusive club to which he now belonged. He says, I felt I was not enjoying the meal's dynamic. I didn't want to offer it myself, the chef says. I saw how some of our customers came not expecting an eating experience, but craving an element of surprise the restaurant was expected to provide, and photographing the dishes with their smartphones. Biasca then did something unexpected. He said the prestigious guide to remove his restaurant from the list. I respectfully respect the Michelin guide. The problem is all that surrounds it. The eagerness to become number one, to step on others along the way. I was exhausted from the system and wanted to come back to the origins, having people leave my restaurant feeling happy. My life is better now. I'm calmer and more satisfied. Yeah. Biasca is not a pioneer, though before him, Joel Robuchon and Alain Serendens, also from France, made the same decision for various reasons last year. Also last year, Belgian Frederic Doog followed suit, claiming a lack of freedom to develop his own cuisine. The customers expect a parade of appetizers when the gastronomic menu starts in a setting that, according to them, also deserves 1 star. Take a shrimp croquette, yes. People expect a starred chef to give his own interpretation of that dish at their table. I just want to make a really good shrimp croquette, Doog argued. Biosca's move once again raised the question, are Michelin stars a blessing or a curse? Well, let's see. Put it to the panel here. Louis, go.
Always with a female having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving. If you do the leaving, it takes that lingering, you know what I mean?
Yes, and of course, Gilbert, you want to go for a commercial break.
Break for a commercial.
And George, what do you think about the Michelin star dealio, you know?
Maybe it's that love-hate.
Yeah.
Maybe, could be, I don't know.
Yes.
I'll go with that, sure. Well, gang, it is that time. I want to thank the one, the only Gilbert Gottfried for kicking in today. It was an absolute bang, a laugh.
Break for a commercial.
Also, George Takei.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly. It has been a fantastic experience.
Oh, great. And, of course, the one, the only Louis Lawless. Thanks, Lou, for coming by yet again.
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Award.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fantastic risk because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and they all you have to give them a DVD now.
Right. Those damn DVDs. Yeah. Well, again, thank you all for coming in, and, of course, thank you all for listening to HTLA's Coffee and Cigarettes, the Monday Mocha. Join us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, for another fine edition of the Tuesday Espresso. We'll bring you more of this joy, and, of course, Gilbert, you'll be here tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. And George, thank you. And Louis.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
I certainly do, my friend. I will do that. Yes, absolutely. To the rest of you, have a great Monday, and we will catch you tomorrow. Also, remember, Straight Talk tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk. Check it out, HTLARadio1.com. Have a great one.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.